Ipob and ESN sponsors using propaganda to gain sympathy. Army. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. The Nigerian Army on Saturday said it uncovered the antics of a sponsor of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, and its Eastern Security Network, ESN, to peddle falsehood and disinformation to remain relevant in the Southeast. The Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Ñ'Ãrm said this in a statement titled Conspiracy Pretext Employed by Ipob and ESN, a hoax, on Saturday in Abuja. The news agency of Nigeria reported and Nwachukwu said the recent allegation by one Kalu Odinakachi that the Directorate of Media Intelligence and the Department of State Services created and funded Biafra National Guard to enforce the seat at home to discredit Ipob and ESN was one of such scheming currently in the public domain. He clarified that the allegation was unfounded and could be absolutely described as a hoax. According to him, the Nigerian Army would not like to elevate such purveyors of disinformation and propaganda. But it is inexpedient to put on record that in recent times, the activities of Ipob and ESN have undoubtedly assumed a violent dimension. He said, this unimaginable level of violence is oiled with propaganda and disinformation to whip up sentiment and draw sympathy from unsuspecting citizens in the region. For the records, the proscribed organization has in recent times foisted a cease-at-home order to show sympathy for their self-acclaimed leader. This was agreed with violence, orchestrated destruction of public installations and facilities, arson, as well as looting of shops and malls in the region to demonstrate their criminal potency. They defile the sanctity of the highly revered traditional institution of Igbos by recklessly murdering their own traditional leaders. This spineless and irresponsible action, targeted at the very people they claim they want to liberate, clearly unmarks their heinous and directionless agenda for Igbo. Nwachukwu said that after realizing the futility, hollowness, and public rejection of their violent agitation, they resorted to twisting the narrative in the region to galvanize local support. He said the allegation that BNG and UGN were not operations, were overt operations by the DMI and DSS was not only laughable, but remains largely elusive and a ploy to diminish the public support the Nigerian Army was enjoying in the ongoing exercises. In his blatant display of ignorance, Odinakachi failed to realize that such designation as DMI has ceased to exist in the NA. This criminal element with their cohorts must come to terms with the reality of the ongoing exercise Golden Dawn and turn themselves in to security agencies or be ready to face the consequences of their lawlessness. More grotesque is the narrative peddled by these merchants of propaganda in respect of Ipob and ESN gunmen recently eliminated by troops in a shootout at Ikulobia roundabout in Agwata local government area. This unscrupulous element insinuated that those taken out were Fulanis, an outrageous claim that should be disregarded in its entirety, he said. The Army spokesperson said the recent antics were apparently another failed attempt to attribute the criminal activities of Ipob or ESN to a third party and feign innocence in an indication of a visionless group totally devoid of integrity. He urged the people of Southeast to go about their normal business, adding that effort has been stepped up to rid the region of criminal elements masquerading as BNG and UGM. We encourage members of the public to provide actionable information to security agencies as the exercise progresses, he added. Now, this is getting very, very interesting. Yeah, permit me to use the word interesting. It is getting very, very interesting. And it is because the BGN, which I said, and of course most people do not know about, then there is a UGM. Then, after that came up, just as we were saying, we do not know what is BGN and UGM. Ipob came out to say, they are not informed though. We are not aware. Please don't drag us into this. We do not know them. we do not care about them and we do not want to know. They are solely on their own. Now, another information is coming in, saying that the Ipob that they are trying to feign. In short, at the middle of it all, people are going to be confused. Imagine this back and forth issue. I keep saying it, UGN, BGN, whatever, violence is not and can never solve the problem. Violence will only create more problems. At the end of the day, the same people, if truly, according to what this army official is saying, that the indigenous people of Biafra are behind the UGN or UGM and the BGN, then I tell you, they have to rethink and go back to the drawing board and retrace their step back. They have to go and check what their purpose is solely. Now, except there is no truism, if there's anything like truism now, except that there's no truism in this, but if there is, the Ipob, they need to go back and check. I keep saying, in a state where there is security, where there is no stability of security, such things will continue to occur. People will hide under various groups. Just like in Nigeria now, we have the Boko Haram, we have the ISWAP, we have the, what am I saying? God forbid. We do not have. There is Boko Haram, there is ISWAP, there is bandits, there are kidnappers, there are known gunmen. You know, a lot of this thing. Then, of course, there are the peaceful agitators, the Yoruba nation and the Biafra nation. Now, it is very easy for anyone to come and commit a crime now and disappear. Why? It is going to take time. It's not that the person will even, it is, yes, you can commit a crime and disappear because the justice system in Nigeria is very questionable. You might be caught, but it will take a longer time. In a society where there is stability of security, I tell you, if you commit a crime, it will be very traceable. Why? There is stability. Who wants to come and they will start thinking? Everybody will put on their thinking cap. Okay, this is what happened here. There could be a connection. And before you know, the connection is, they're able to fish out who and who are the perpetrators of this act. But unfortunately, Nigeria is not a stable state. It's not a country where the security is stable. So for these reasons, anybody can come, hide under the umbrella of anywhere he likes, commit his acts and go his way. That is it. So I still think that one solution to this problem is settling the insecurity. When you settle the insecurity, you call for dialogue. And I tell you, at the end of the day, the perpetrators of this act will be found. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.